Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Monday, the 8th day of April, Baby Massage Day. I don't think I've ever given a baby a massage.
I've never given a baby a massage.
Draw a picture of a bird day. Sadly, that's not one of the 4 things Heidi can draw. What are the things you can draw? A clown?
Clown,
A whale?
a whale, and a man reading a newspaper.
Oh, it's only 3. I thought there was 4 things. Well, that was wrong. Also, International Feng Shui Awareness Day, Kids Yoga Day, National All Is Ours Day, Dog Fighting Awareness Day, Zoo Lovers Day, Pygmy Hippo Day. What in the world? And we'll do one more. World Pageant Day. All of those things happening. And it's a Movie Star Monday. I'm excited to visit once again with Rory Culkin. You think you'll remember me?
Most likely not.
Probably
he probably
not.
talks to a lot of people.
I bet. And then when people are like, oh, we've talked in the past, then they pretend they're like, oh, yeah, how you been, John? What have you been up to lately? Rory Culkin has a new movie out. It came out a couple weeks ago, and I've already seen it. It's kind of an interesting movie. It's called 5 Pounds of Pressure, and they're talking about the amount of pressure you pull a trigger on a gun. So if you're into weird, kind of bizarre movies, 5 Pounds of Pressure with Rory Culkin.
Whether you have a credit card now and need a better credit card, or if you don't even have a credit card but you'd like to get a good one, we would love to help at bettercreditcards.com. We offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we can help you find a good fit for you at bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit
At bettercreditcards.com.
with bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. You heard of leaving your smartphone on silent in order to avoid interruptions, but now there's a large number of Gen Z who are utilizing the do not disturb mode on their phones, sometimes all day long. So instead of it vibrating or being silent, that's not enough. Do not disturb means that you can't get a hold of them. TikTok videos tagged DND or DND247 show teens and 20-somethings sharing how peaceful and productive they feel since changing their notification setting. Well, of course you are. A story in Huffington Post says a 21-year-old explains that when it comes to studying, the new Snapchat notification or Instagram message can often send me into a downward spiral, scrolling through my social accounts for minutes. A 2005 study found that on average it takes around 23 minutes for most people to get back on task after these interruptions. Gen Z goes incommunicado for different reasons, though. They say they just want peace of mind. They want it to be quiet. And it's a bonus that going on Do Not Disturb means avoiding any spam calls and text calls that they would get otherwise. So, okay, well, I do it differently, but I also do get distracted quite easily. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
So how do you like these gas prices? Not great, huh? How would you like to save money every time you get gas? I've been using this app for a few years and it's amazing. You can find out more at radiosavings.com. When I first heard about it, I didn't think we'd have this in our area, but they seem to have stuff all over the place. You can sign up for free and try it for yourself. They have savings on gas, but on many other things too, like restaurants and convenience stores. Try it for free at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by Genesis Gold, IRA.com. Heidi, did you know that all Japanese citizens will eventually have the same surname? They're saying 500 years from now.
Really?
Unless married couples are permitted to use different last names. They say the report from a university there found that if the country does not update a civil code dating back to the 1800s, which insists that couples select a single surname, every Japanese person will be known as Sato-san by 2531. And people they say this has to be addressed now. First names or by numbers. What? Anyway, Sato already tops the list of Japanese surnames, accounting for 1.5% of the entire population. So, well, that's interesting. I don't understand. So that's a law?
Apparently.
All right. Well, I guess. There you go. We don't know everything. Can you tell? And now we kind of know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by radiosavings.com. Last weekend, I watched Roadhouse, the Jake Gyllenhaal version. That remake debuted to a record-breaking 50 million worldwide viewers on Prime Video over its first 2 weekends. I was one of those people. I asked my beautiful bride, Heidi, to come in and watch it with me, and she said, "No." This is the best movie debut for Amazon NGM Studios for their original movies that they do. Ever, of all time. The movie premiered to a pretty good reception at the film festival, South by Southwest, back in March. It was marketed heavily in the sports world because his character is a UFC fighter. Here's the thing I will say. It was a good movie, but they should have just called it something different because it was completely different than the original Roadhouse. So, and with that, I'll move on. The Matrix recently celebrated their 25th anniversary, and now Warner Brothers has announced a new installment of the franchise. The writer for The Martian, who also directed Cabin in the Woods, is going to be working on a new installment of The Matrix. So it's a 5th film in the Matrix universe. So I'm not sure exactly what it's about, but I'm guessing the future. I don't know. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by radiosavings.com.
Do you have a mobile phone? How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. This is interesting. The percentage of the world's elderly is expected to double by 2050. You know what also is interesting about that?
What's that?
We, if we're still alive, will be a part of that percentage by 2050. How many years is that from now? Is that 25 years?
Quite a few.
26 years. I'm not good at math on the fly. I think that's 26 years from now. I'll be in my 70s by then, if I'm even around. So I hope I am. That would be great. But yeah, the world's elderly population expected to double by 2050. And this story over here may be better. I don't know, maybe worse. But a robot dog in Massachusetts is a hero after it was shot multiple times while searching for an armed suspect who was barricaded inside of a house. Controlled remotely by police, the dog, robot named Roscoe, was able to locate the suspect in the basement, allowing officers to arrest him safely. This is kind of a cool thing. State troopers credited robot Roscoe dog with potentially saving human lives. Even though he was very, very good, poor bullet-ridden Roscoe, the robot dog, had to be shipped back to its maker, Boston Dynamics, and they're going to be sending the police a new model to replace this Roscoe.
Interesting.
Have you seen these dogs?
I've seen, well, I don't know if I have. I've seen robot dogs. I don't know if it's the same robot dogs. So I don't know.
It's kind of cool because they kind of look a little bit like dogs, but I think their legs bend backwards or something.
Yeah, they look.
There's something about them that I don't have a link to this video of this or anything, but I think from my memory, I'm remembering like their legs bend backwards, or there's something that's a little unusual. Well, again, they are a robot; they're not actually a dog, so that's probably part of it. But that's pretty cool. This dog saved lives. A robot dog named Roscoe. A little dog named Roscoe. All right. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to welcome back to the program Rory Culkin. We talked to him a couple years ago, but he's got a new film that's out right now. It's called 5 Pounds of Pressure. And Rory, I've had a chance to see this. This is a lot different than the last movie we talked about, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a weird one, but I guess they all are.
You know what? I love the movies that you pick. You've been in some really fun movies, and your character in this movie was trying to make some changes in his life. And we're not going to tell everybody what happens because they got to see the movie. But, I think that the movie, as you're watching it, you're seeing a bunch of people who have had struggles in their life, trying to better themselves and showing just how hard that can be.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's they all sort of have different ways of going about it, and that's sort of what attracted me to this. Is he's Mike is trying to be more assertive, and he's just kind of messing up every step of the way, and I thought that was kind of interesting.
And the people that you surround yourself with can make a big difference in your life, and that's one of the other things in watching this movie that really shows how big of a difference the people you surround yourself with can make in your life.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with sort of nurturing in different ways, and yeah, it's interesting the way these people express their love for each other. It's usually through violence of some sort. So yeah, it's interesting.
Now, do you know the movie 5 Pounds of Pressure? Do you know, is this based on a true story or is this complete fiction? Do you know anything about that?
Well, the writer director Phil Aloko, he I think it's semi-autobiographical. He grew up in Brooklyn, and I think he was sort of dabbling in selling illegal things. I don't know how much I can say, but yeah, and then sort of I think it sort of was tied into part of his family, and so yeah, I think it hit close to home for him. So I think it's semi based on truth.
And I think a lot of people watching 5 Pounds of Pressure are going to see somebody they can relate to, whether it's the guy who had been in prison for quite a while, or the son who didn't even know his dad because he'd been in prison for quite a while, or the lady who is the mother of that son who, is still angry at this guy for what he had done, or your character or your character's uncle, there's so many people in here, and they're all very imperfect people, but that's what we are in this world. We're all very imperfect, and I think everybody watching this will probably find somebody that they can relate to a little bit. And when you were looking at this, did you relate to the character you got to play? Is he anything at all like you in the real life?
I would like to think I'm not like Mike at all, but yeah, you can always sort of find some sort of way to relate. And like I said, I think it was interesting to see this character try to improve himself in this world, and just kind of going about it entirely the wrong way, and sort of fumbling ball the whole time. I thought that was interesting. I mean, from the moment you see him, he's wearing a leather trench coat and a leather cowboy hat, and it's like from the start, before we even see him, he's made a bad decision by dressing like that. So it's just a series of bad decisions.
So you don't share his sense of style, is what you're saying?
Not at all. And when I did the wardrobe fitting, the first thing I thought was like, oh, I looked myself in the mirror in the leather, and I was like, oh, you poor bastard. You think this is cool. All right, here we go.
And then, lucky for you, it's not like anyone's ever going to see it. Oh, wait, no, everyone's going to see it. That's the image that's all over the internet for this movie, by the way. So
yeah, you just kind of gotta put your head down and not think about the audience in moments like that.
And you are one of the main characters in the movie. There's a couple of different main characters whose lives all kind of intertwine, and we see how they all come together to a crescendo towards the end. And again, not going to give away the end, but if people would like to see 5 Pounds of Pressure, they're going to see your character, Mike, make more than one bad decision, right?
It's just a series. It's just you can count on not a good decision is made by Mike. So yeah.
And there are some characters in this movie that are just trying to better themselves. And in a sense, Mike is trying to better himself too. He's like, I want to get out from under the thumb of my uncle. I want to do my own thing. But I think he chooses a horrible way to try to do that.
Yeah, instead of sort of slipping out the back door, he wants to sort of kick the front door down and do it in the most difficult way. I guess in his mind, it's the easiest way, but I guess it's all he knows. It's rough.
Well, I wish I could say there's a super wonderful happy ending, but I will say this: there is an ending. I won't say if it's a happy ending. We'll say that much.
That's what it's part of the appeal for me. I love those kinds of endings.
Absolutely. Again, the movie is called 5 Pounds of Pressure. Our guest today, Rory Culkin. Rory, thank you for your time today, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. It's great talking to you.
Absolutely. I'll throw a link to the trailer. The film is out right now. It's in theaters. 5 Pounds of Pressure. It's also available digital on demand. All of the details in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Whether you have a credit card now and need a better credit card, or if you don't even have a credit card but you'd like to get a good one, we would love to help at bettercreditcards.com. We offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we can help you find a good fit for you at bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit
At bettercreditcards.com.
bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
According to Guinness, the heaviest dog on record was a St. Bernard named Benedictine, who weighed 162 kilograms. That's 357 pounds. That's a dog.
Wow.
That's like heavier than me.
Wow.
Not a whole lot heavier than me, but heavier than me.
Crazy.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Scientists concluded that the chicken came first, not the egg, because the protein which makes the eggshell is only produced by chickens. Hen chickens, to be exact. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Weeks have 7 days because the ancient Babylonians had just 1 day for each known celestial body: the sun, the moon, Mars, Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, and Saturn. So that is why we have 7 days in a week. I thought it was because it took a week for, 7 days to happen. I don't know what I'm talking about. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
NASA estimates the value of minerals on the asteroid belt equals nearly $100 billion per person alive. Yeah.
Wow.
So we should go out there and grab some of those.
Jeez.
Several fun facts now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
So how do you like these gas prices? Not great, huh? How would you like to save money every time you get gas? I've been using this app for a few years and it's amazing. You can find out more at radiosavings.com. When I first heard about it, I didn't think we'd have this in our area, but they seem to have stuff all over the place. You can sign up for free and try it for yourself. They have savings on gas, but on many other things too, like restaurants and convenience stores. Try it for free at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of mintervention.com. Question for you, Heidi. Parents say their kids do this 50% more in the summer. What is it? 50% more in the summertime. What do kids do more in the summertime, do you think?
Sleep?
No, that's probably higher too, but snack or eat junk food.
Oh, for sure.
Is the answer. Yeah. So only 50% more? All right. Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of mintervention.com.
Do you have a mobile phone? How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Tattoos sometimes cause regret, but not usually like this. Filipino Ramil Albano had a local tattoo parlor, Targus logo, tattooed on his forehead.
Oh.
And commented on the post, just like it had suggested he should, in order to win a prize, about $2,400. But the shop had presented the challenge as a joke, not expecting anybody to fall for it. Now, the good news is, in the wake of the terrible life decision, other local businesses stepped up to offer this overeager contestant with fresh forehead tattoos some cash to help soothe his wound. A food stand offered him like $240 basically worth of food. Says, your dedication to win makes you a winner for us. The health and beauty brand Project Glow Up offered to give the entirety of the original prize money to Albano, only this time the cash would be real for being dedicated to taking up the challenge full-heartedly. So these guys were like, it was a joke. You weren't supposed to do it.
You don't do that.
But he did it.
That's a really bad idea.
Yeah, and he got a tattoo on his forehead. So anyway, don't ever do that. It's a terrible idea. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. The best TV dramas. These are all shows that we're supposed to be watching, apparently. So do you have anything that you think of as the best dramas of all time?
Oh, geez. There were so many that were so great.
All right. Well, I'll just give you the top 5. Game of Thrones is number 5 on the list.
Wouldn't even have been on my
We've
list.
not seen that. Mad Men is number 4 on the list. By the way, Game of Thrones 2011 through 2019. Mad Men 2007 through 2015. Number 3, The Wire 2002 through 2008. Number 2, Breaking Bad. Our son liked that. 2008 to 2013. And the number 1 best TV drama of all time, according to expert websites on the internet, not according to me, don't get mad at me, from 1999 through 2007. What do you think it is?
I have no idea.
The Sopranos.
yeah, that
our
was a good
son
one.
loves that as well.
I would have had The Shield on that list.
Yeah, there's several that I think belong on the list, but that was the top 5 best dramas, according to the list of the internet. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis by allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com. I got a quote for you here today from Gore Vidal. I think this is actually a pretty cute quote, but I would not say that I live by these rules. Gore Vidal says, "It is not enough to succeed. Others must fail." I'm not that way at all. I want everybody to succeed. I just want to succeed a little bit more than you, but I still want you to do well. I don't want you to do poorly. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of genesisgoldira.com. And there's so many good news stories. I think I'm going to go with this one right here. This is a cool story from London, England. A miracle surgery reverses blindness in a 3-year-old.
Holy cow,
Yeah.
really?
A remarkable turn of events for this little 3-year-old girl diagnosed with Leber congenital amaurosis 4. This has defied the odds and regained her sight thanks to a groundbreaking gene therapy procedure. Born with a condition that threatens to rob her vision before she turns 4, this young lady's future seemed uncertain until she became one of the first children in the world to undergo a pioneering keyhole eye surgery.
That is so, so cool.
This condition that she has affects about 1 in 40,000 newborns, and it severely limits vision, leaving individuals with only the ability to discern light from dark. And for her, this meant a life potentially shrouded in darkness before she even got to the age 4. However, the innovative gene therapy offered her a glimmer of hope. During the procedure, she was injected with a healthy copy of a crucial gene, a treatment designed to halt and even reverse the progression of her blindness, led by renowned surgeon Nurban Kurman. I probably got all of that wrong. That's why I didn't say her name, because I'd get it wrong too. And then I had people make fun of me. I don't know how to say all of this stuff. Anyway, the technique is still in experimental stages. It's not yet licensed for widespread use, but this young lady is one of the young ladies that they said, hey, if you guys would like us to try. And their choices were, she's going to be blind for sure, or we can try this
or
and
we can
maybe
try it and see. I would have done it.
And they said, yeah, try it. And now her sight is coming back.
That's beautiful.
This is amazing. This is really cool. And the technology that we have today, I am so thankful that we have smart people out there that know how to do this kind of thing.
Can figure this kind of stuff out.
Because if you guys were all waiting on me to figure it out, yeah, that wouldn't happen. But thank goodness we got some smart folks out there. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.